Right, so this is my ride from last week. I was going to be processing this on a new computer, but I'm having a little trouble with the transfer software, so I'm still using my little iPad. Anyway, here we go. So, right now we're riding out in what's called the Mission Trail. We're not using the inside trails, we're actually using the outside lanes. The reason for that is we're not as skilled as we want to be to use some of the harder trails, but we do sometimes go through them as well. From here, we get this cool little bridge. We take a turn. We're going down a separate route. This is actually a nice canal. I guess some people might call it a gully. You'll see a better gully later on, but this is a nice canal that I happen to like going through. The sun was bright this day. It was beautiful. All right, here are some cactus. This is what you get when you live in Texas, especially South Texas. This is a fun little route that I like taking as well. I lent my buddy that I'm with in this ride my other dirt bike, so he was able, or mountain bike I should say, and he was able to hang a little bit longer than he normally does. Normally he'd be wiped out by now. He got himself, a Target level, Walmart level bike, and I have myself a giant stance. So what I lent him was my rock hopper, and he was able to ride a lot longer. If you hear any background noise, that's my cat. He's very interested in this video for some reason. Anyway, so this is a dirt path. It actually has an uphill toward the end, but we turn off the path before then. This is actually a really nice area. I've seen javelina out here before, and there are wild snakes in this area, for those wondering, including rattlers. Up here, we're going to take a little turn. There we go. And then there's my buddy going right in front of me. Let him pass. That's my rock hopper he's on. We might be getting a new bike later today. I think we're going to go for a Marin. Not really sure. I was actually looking for a gravel bike. So maybe something from Specialized. But for now, we're going to hold off on buying a third bike on my end. Okay, so here we are going. That was a butterfly. We're going down what I would call a gully. So the other one was a canal. This is a gully. If there's any difference in the words, I would guess that gully means a natural reservoir and a canal is man-made. But I have no idea if that's correct. Like pond and lake, I don't think there's actually a difference. At least not in a dictionary. Okay, so more and more butterflies. This is a fun turn up here. You did mildly have to switch gears for some reason. You can't see it here, but there's a little bit of an incline, and the dirt was very soft at this area. We'll get back to hard dirt in a little bit, and then gravel. And there we go. Up there is a levee. That levee then leads to another bridge, which then leads to this turnoff here. And my buddy decided he didn't want to take the turnoff, so we turn around and we're gonna go past the water station. I think it's a water purification station, and we are our filtration system station, and then we're gonna go toward a butterfly park, which sounds like it's for butterflies, but there's actually more there. There's a tortoise. There's a lot of birds and squirrels and some nature viewing. A fellow rider. And there's my little GoPro in the shadows. Yes, I will be getting a GoPro 11, but not anytime soon. All right, and this part of the ride is actually very, very slow and peaceful. So I'm just kind of coasting, adding a little bit of power, and then relaxing. this is, it was, like I said, it was a good day. It wasn't too hot. We did it early in the morning, so there wasn't a ton of other riders. There were some runners doing some kind of group competition. It looks like there's about 20 or 30 of them. I didn't put it in the B-roll, but they were out riding. Let's see. All right, so we're slowing down here. Just kind of chilling. Then over here we get to the actual butterfly park. The front part is actually just a registration area where you come in and you pay. And they have a little tour of what they call a butterfly garden, which is just a flower garden. And then from there you can ride on to the back, which is where the actual hiking trail begins. I really like this area. It's really beautiful. Like I said, they have a giant tortoise, but I think it was like burnt in a fire or something like that, so I don't think it's doing well. But I hope they get another tortoise. It'd be cool if they had like 2 or 3. It became like a wildlife sanctuary for exotic animals. That would be pretty cool. And if you notice, yes, the area that I ride has a lot of brush and a lot of mesquite and a little bit of oak, but I don't think the oak is natural to this area. I think it was imported. You'll also see palm trees. Palm trees are not natural to this area, but a mayor wanted to turn this city into a city known for its palm trees. So he added palm trees everywhere. Okay, so there's this nice little, I'm gonna call it a farmhouse or utility house right over here. It's really nice. Here we go, and there it is. It's a nice picturesque little farmhouse, little utility house. All right, now we're gonna get back on the road, and we're gonna turn. And we got some border patrol. Lets you know that we're actually in South Texas. This area is kind of cool. Every once in a while you'll see a cow or some other cattle just kind of walking around. That's pretty cool. There are horses as well around this area. You'll usually see either a hawk or a falcon, and of course the vultures flying around. This was a nice day. Not as much wildlife in this time as there normally is. Usually there's like a lot of jackrabbits and a lot of road runners. This day happened to be a lot of butterflies, which was very peaceful. It was fun to be riding and have the butterflies fly around you. Although even at bicycle speed, you are riding too fast for the butterflies. So if you want to be safe, I'd slow down and let them pass. All right, up here now we're going to come up to another turn, and it's going to be a fairly easy one. There we go. I guess I cut it out before the transition. And this is just beautiful. I think there were only like a few cars that passed us this day. It was really clear. Very little traffic. And even though the footage I took makes it seem like there wasn't a lot of people, at home base there was a ton of people there. There was, like I said, maybe a group of 20 or 40 runners. The parking lot was full of fellow bikers. So the trails over here and the lines actually go into these little woods, if you will. And there's trails inside the woods that you can also take. I like riding the levees, and I like riding the canal system and getting into it. My buddy likes riding the gravel, and so I've been thinking about switching over to a gravel bike because of that. And usually you'll see the road bike people just speed through this area to get to the highway. I really like this overflow system for the canal. So basically all of this is old irrigation systems. None of this is natural. I'm not like riding the Rio Grande or anything like that. This is just all irrigation and native land, and it got turned into a bike park. I don't know how long ago. Back when it was private property, it had a lot of no trespass signs, so those signs you'll still see them, but now we use them more like markers to know where you're at so you don't get lost. Border Patrol and DPS and the National Guard all come through here. Sometimes they come dressed as bikers or mountain bikers. Sometimes they are in uniform, and sometimes they're in like, I guess I'll call it standard issue police bikes. But yeah, it's interesting to see. I like it when they are in like quote unquote disguise, like undercover. It's kind of cool to see them because they stand out. They still look like they're on duty, which I'm sure they are. Okay, and then there's a little turn off up here. There's actually a steep decline a little bit back that I've been trying to master. I didn't put it on this one because, I don't want to look bad on camera. Anyway, as you can see, the sky was beautiful this day, and now we're getting toward the end of the video. So peace, like, and subscribe, and I hope you have a great day.